Hello and welcome to TV47 News Now. My name is Stanley Nyaringita, here to update you on what has been happening in the country and beyond. Now, 4 people, including a boda rider and his 3 passengers, were killed on the spot in a road accident that occurred early Thursday morning in Kajiado town along the Namanga highway. Witnesses say the motorcycle was involved in a head-on collision with the lorry that was heading towards Kajiado town. All 4 occupants of that motorcycle reportedly died instantly due to the impact. The lorry driver fled the scene following the accident. Police have since moved the bodies to Kajiado Referral Hospital mortuary for post-mortem examinations as investigations into the incident continue. Meanwhile, President William Ruto has used the International Minorities' Rights Day commemoration at State House, Nairobi, to condemn those claiming that his administration had abandoned its signature bottom-up economic model. Speaking before representatives of minority communities, Ruto said the government remains committed to delivering its pledges. The remarks, delivered with emphasis, appeared directed at opposition leaders who have repeatedly accused his government of shifting away from its campaign promises, with the president now affirming that ongoing reforms and projects were all part of the long-term strategy he unveiled during campaigns.
Ile mpango yao wanaturingia nayo ati ni vile ya kugawa a non-existent government. Ati wewe utachukua 40%, wewe utachukua 50%, wewe. Now, friends, if the only plan you are walking around with is how to share a non-existent government, I don't know, 40% to this character, 20% to that character. Kwani nyinyi mnafikiri sisi ni wajinga kiasi gani? Ati serikali ni yenu, watu mmeketi chini kwa hoteli watu 10. Ati mtagawa serikali na sisi mamilioni hawa, serikali yetu iko wapi?
From State House, although to Mukuru kwa Njenga, where President William Ruto is expected to officially hand over 4,500 units to the residents of Mukuru kwa Njenga, and the ongoing affordable and project housing that seeks to ensure every Kenyan has access to decent and affordable housing. Right now, joined by Elizabeth Atieno, who's on ground. Elizabeth, what is the progress so far?
A very good evening to you, Stanley Nyaringita. Indeed, we are coming to you live from the Mukuru kwa Njenga slum right here in Nairobi. And President William Ruto is expected here any moment from now. And he's expected to officially hand over 4,536 studio apartment units from this particular estate that we are at the moment. And this is an addition to the 1,080 housing units that he handed over in May this year. So the affordable housing unit has, of course, created employment opportunities to over 330,000 Kenyans, including 5,300 interns who have also been able to secure an opportunity from different affordable housing projects from the 111 constituencies in Kenya. Earlier on, we were able to speak to the chair of the Affordable Housing Project Board, that is Jeremiah Simu. Let's listen in to what he had to say about this particular project.
units complete to new homeowners. On the 20th of May, earlier this handed 1,080 units. So in totality, we're completing the handover of 5,616 units within the new Mukuru estate, which marks a historic day because nothing on this scale has ever been done in the history of this country. Not only in terms of the allocation of units, but also just by doing this. If you think about it, the new homeowners who are going to be moving in over this period, and on an average, because we've now been able to bring down the home owner, the cost of a unit to 640,000 shillings.
Yes, so if perhaps I could also mention that 11 billion Kenya shillings has been ring-fenced to the MSMEs and the Jua Kali sector just to ensure that there is a smooth implementation of the affordable housing project. And also, it is also important to note that the women have also not been left out in as far as the employment is concerned. Earlier on, I said that 330,000 Kenyans have secured employment opportunities from this project. And it is important to note that 21% of those employed are actually women and 1% are persons living with a disability. So we are going to pitch tent here, and the moment the president makes his way here, we'll be sure to cross over live just to show you how it's going to look like as he officially hands over the 4,500 housing units. Those are the studio apartments from this particular estate in Mukuru, Kwanjenga. For now, let me take it back to you in studio, Stanley.
Thank you very much, Elizabeth. And as you rightfully put it, you're going to be pitching camp there as he comes in, as well as evening bulletins just to speak to the residents. Meanwhile, still on what happened concerning the president, President William Ruto has announced that the cabinet has approved the national policy on ethnic minorities, indigenous and marginalized communities, describing it as a transformative blueprint aimed at enforcing equity in public service recruitment, while hosting representatives of minority and marginalized communities on Thursday. The president reaffirmed the government's commitment to fairness and inclusivity across all communities nationwide. Kenya has joined the rest of the world in marking International Minorities' Rights Day 2025, an occasion dedicated to promoting the rights of ethnic, religious and linguistic minorities, while raising awareness on the need to protect their identity and ensure meaningful participation in public life.
Today, I am pleased to announce that the Cabinet has approved the National Policy on Ethnic Minorities, Indigenous and Marginalized Communities. I will shortly launch this transformative blueprint, which provides a comprehensive roadmap for the full realization of Article 56 of the Constitution of Kenya. This policy is the product of extensive nationwide consultations with communities, civil society, county governments, and experts. It responds directly to the challenges acknowledged in this forum 2 years ago and establishes the institutional architecture we committed to build. Allow me to highlight its core pillars. First, the policy establishes a Minorities and Marginalized Communities Directorate as a central coordinating unit and provides for the creation of a National Council for Ethnic Minorities and Marginalized Communities through legislation.
And to the northern part of the country, where political tension is escalating, pitting Health Cabinet Secretary Edin Duale against Council of Governors Chair and Wajir Governor Ahmed Abdullahi. Allies from both camps have taken to public platforms, trading accusations as the rivalry spreads across the region. Wajir North Member of Parliament Ibrahim Sanei has accused CS Duale of overstepping his mandate, alleging that he is intimidating leaders who do not align with him politically. Sanei claims that the Cabinet Secretary is undermining elected leaders in Wajir, Mandera and Garissa counties and has called on President William Ruto to rein him in. In response, leaders from the Ajuran community have condemned the MP, accusing him of disrespecting the president and demanding a public apology. They have also urged the UDA party to take disciplinary action against Sanei.
The recent remarks which are aimed at blackmailing the President, His Excellency Dr. William Samoei Ruto, Honorable Aden Duale, and other notable leaders from across the divide in northern Kenya are malicious and misleading, aimed at causing hatred and division among communities and their leaders who have coexisted and lived peacefully together for many years, all aimed at fulfilling Honorable Sanei's personal interests at the expense of socio-economic development of his constituents.
If you want to account this government by the employments that they have made, especially the commissioners, the PSS, majority are one tribe and we are happy with it. The other small appointments that the government, the president has done, which we are happy about with it. And then now, so please, Brother Duale, we don't want to account you. So before you are accounted, and then you are a senior politician.
Waziri wetu wa afya Aden Duale, naona kama anaingilia siasa ya Wajir sana. Yeye ni ndugu yetu, yeye ni waziri wetu, sisi tunampenda, lakini kile iko, yeye ni mtu ya Mandera, yeye mtu ya Garissa. Yeye mtu ya Garissa, kama ni siasa ya county, siasa ya parliament, yake ni Garissa.
Meanwhile, the Directorate of Public Prosecutions has ordered a formal investigation into the death of popular singer Betty Bayo, known as Beatrice Werimu Mbugua. In a directive to the Directorate of Criminal Investigations, that is DCI, on Tuesday, the DPP instructed that a detailed report on probe be submitted within 7 days. This comes after the singer's mother, Joyce Werimu, wrote to the DPP on December the 9th, demanding a full inquest into the circumstances surrounding her daughter's untimely death. To sports news now, and Vihiga Queens produced a shocking result in the FKF Women's Premier League, edging Trinity Starlets 1-0 in a tightly contested encounter that underlined the league's growing competitiveness. Elsewhere, Kibera soccer women were in a rampant form as they toppled Police Bullets in an action-packed match that delivered 6 goals. Anna Rusi struck twice in the 14th and 54th minute, with Grace Wakesa adding a 29th minute effort and Faith Boyer sealing the win deep into stoppage time for Kibera. Police Bullets responded through Elizabeth Ochaka and Lorna Nyabuto, but their goals proved insufficient. The decisive moment for Vihiga Queens came in the 67th minute when Georgina Nanjala calmly found the back of the net to secure all 3 points for her side.
Tumekuwa tuki-encourageana kila time. Unapata sasa hizo games zenye zimeisha, maybe mtu anaogopa kufanya mistake, but leo tulikuwa tumambiana, ukifanya mistake usiangalie kwa hiyo mistake, angalia next play. Tume-encourageana, at the end of the day tumepata win.
Tulipiana pale moral, tukasema hii 3 points lazima tutachukua. Alafu ni God. Tuna believe in God kwa kila kitu yenye ametupatia na katupatia hiyo 3 points, na tunashukuru kwa kochari wetu kwa kutupatia hiyo moral na hiyo communication kwa grao.
From yesterday's training, you know, everybody was very optimistic. You know, there was a belief. You know, we've struggled. You know, we're playing good football, but we've been struggling to score goals.
Fight back, especially after getting a point away against Vihiga. We were really motivated for this match. Unfortunately, we went ahead fast, but again we could not hold on because we have to give it to Kibera because they showed real character. They fought really hard and they showed the hunger that they really wanted to win the match.
Thank you very much for tuning in. This has been TV47 News Now. My name is Stanley Nyaringita. More news coming away at 7 p.m. and at 9 p.m. And just a reminder, going to be following up live when President William Ruto is expected to hand over 4,500 units at the affordable housing in Mukuru Kwanjenga, right here in Nairobi. Meanwhile, have yourself a wonderful Thursday afternoon. Goodbye.